It's week 12. We're cold out here, but we're fired up. You hear that? That's not the wind howling. That's the sound of two AFC heavyweights about to throw down in the cold. Lamar Lightning Jackson breaking ankles, breaking hearts, and possibly breaking the speed limit on the QB scramble. He's got the 8-3 Baltimore Ravens flying high, and they're looking to storm into the Bills Mafia territory and snatch the wings right off the table. But hold up. Here comes Josh Cannon Arm Allen and the 7-3 Buffalo Bills. This man throws missiles with frostbite on him. The whole city behind them ready to go through tables and take names. This is an AFC title fight to decide who plays at home in January. Lamar, Josh, ice in the veins, in their hearts, and one field to settle it on.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. A huge play there right off the bat. 55 yards.
I've heard of quick strike offenses, but this is taking that to the extreme. I mean, the very first snap of the ball game, normally you're thinking, let's get our quarterback comfortable and get him into the flow of the game, but not here. They come out attacking from the outset, and it pays off in a big way.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. From the gun, Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. One of the tight ends comes in motion. Henry. Bowling his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Well, I think Josh Norman can sympathize. He knows a little something about a run like this from Derrick Henry. I mean, that stiff arm might be the best in the business.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And we'll see that Josh Norman play forever and ever, won't we? Because at Derrick Henry's size, 6'3", nearly 250, you know he's not shying away from contact. And here he just kept the defender at arm's length as he barreled his way into the end zone. I mean, just put that arm into the chest, and there he goes.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
To the air, Allen. Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. And they get to him right out of the gate, and this defense hoping that that's a harbinger of things to come.
Yeah, when you give up a first-play sack, makes your quarterback wonder if he's going to go to the sidelines and talk with his offense coordinator and head coach and say, hey, you know that game plan we put together? We might need to change it right now.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and now 3rd down and 6 to go. From the gun, it's Allen. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Bills had 8-3 now. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
That's taken in. It's Keon Coleman. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. On play action, Allen. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now Allen again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 31-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Completes it to Coleman. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down. They run for the first time with James Cook. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Allen to throw it. Shakir hauls it in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Khalil Shakir. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bills are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And we are tied at 7. That time a 9-play drive. And it was all polished off with a Khalil Shakir touchdown catch. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but with the wheels as well. NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
In motion right is Hopkins. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. Now Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Out now is a punter, Jordan Stout. This is taken at the 15. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. You look at this Baltimore defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
They spent the week at practice, and we know our rating's not that great. And we know we're facing the #1 passing team in the league. But there are some things that we can do to give ourselves a chance in this game.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Now Allen. And that will be incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently second in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And the defense closes quickly there, and they get maybe a yard to the 33. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Jackson going to keep it running right. A beautiful fake. And he's going to have a Ravens first down. His good running gets him to about the 44. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. They keep it with Henry on first down. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. They go play action now. Jackson, pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. That's Matt Milano firing in from his linebacker position. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Jackson now. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down. And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Bills' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been incredible all year long. The NFL's leader in passing yards as he just recently eclipsed the 4,000-yard mark on the season. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Motion man is Shakir. Now Allen. He's able to get it to Coleman. And all the way down to the 29. Big play here for Buffalo. 44 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Allen going to throw. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 21, here's 2nd and 2. Throwing now is Allen. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed.
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
The Ravens offense back out there. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Jackson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore 1st. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Jackson. That's complete. Left side to Bateman. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a 1st down due to the previous penalty. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. They'll try to run for the 1st with Henry. And he's going to have a Ravens 1st down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
But we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit. But how about guys who are maulers? Because that's what you want in short yardage situations. And we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They go play action with Jackson. That is caught. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 45-yard line. A shotgun handoff to Henry. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a 1st down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary, incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. Allen now on the option right. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper. From the 41, here's 2nd and 3. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. This taken in by Kincaid. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Quick slant to Shakir. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Motion man is Shakir. To the air, Allen. Caught right side, Davis. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Ray Davis, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Bills have moved out in front. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all, and it culminates makes it a Bills touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Well, now how about this return? And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Bills are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. The returns on the last drive, pretty good. 7 for 7, touchdown pass. Probably take that, right?
I would say so. I mean, when you're cutting them apart that way, feeling so accurate, so confident going downfield, and then able to culminate by putting it in the end zone, oh, yeah, he's feeling real good right now.
Now he'll try to carry that over to this drive. Solid way to start the drive, 13 yards, picking up the first.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. 2 yards still to go. Third down now. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. The 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now this time Allen will throw. And this one nearly picked off. Yeah, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down. Here's Allen. Now he fires deep for Shakir. And this is caught for the Bills touchdown. Khalil Shakir with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills add 6 to their lead in the second quarter, and already his second touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On second down, here's the option. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Off the option, here's Henry. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Looking for Hopkins, and he's got him on the crossing route. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 45-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
From the gun on third down, Jackson flushed out right. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 23. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip off a game that big, and he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a third and long. Now Jackson. And that one too wide and incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down. And he missed it. It's no good. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing first half for him, all things considered, and this can serve as the capper. It's a missed field goal in the late going, and that's only going to serve to lessen the mood even further.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. To throw, it's Allen, and he's got the hook up to Moore. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And that one will go down in the books as just a one-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Holding. Offense.
So their move is to decline that so they don't get another second down. It'll be 3rd.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their third down defense, right? Whether it's a sub package, a nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on third down.
So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We were were treated to a solid first half of football by the great quarterback, Josh Allen. He threw a first quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Now Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. Motion man is Shakir. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Holding. Offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Allen to throw it. He's got the connection to Moore. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Moore, the motion man right. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Throwing now is Allen. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a 1st down.
Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Jackson. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Here's Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete here.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
A short one there, caught by Likely. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
Holding offense.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. After the penalty, it's Henry. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eye.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Ed Oliver that time the one to get in there and bring him down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
The Ravens send their punter out now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Moore, the motion man.
Allen.
That pass complete to Moore.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Motion man is Shakir. He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Allen now looks to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I had to do a double take on that one, Brandon, because so far in this game, we haven't seen many of his passes fall incomplete.
Allen going to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
Brutal. So take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Now Allen. He finds his man, complete. That's more. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Allen again.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Motion man is Shakir.
To the air, Allen. He finds his man, complete. It's Moore. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 18 yards the gain for number 18. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Here's Allen. Forced out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen punching it in from a yard away as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And now here come the Ravens.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
65 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. From the gun, it's Jackson.
Throw caught by Flowers.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. From the gun, Jackson.
Complete to Likely.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the 1st down.
And Jackson going to hold on to it again.
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now it's Jackson. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 24-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the 1st. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12.
Off the option, here's Henry.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Offense.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
From the gun, a give to Mitchell.
And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
You know that they were thinking second half comeback here. That's a big miss if they want to have a chance at that comeback.
A very big miss because time is becoming a real factor now, and they're 3 scores down.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Beginning this series with a handoff to Cook.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Infraction. Defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. To throw, it's Allen.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A 1st down carry for Davis. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Moore, the man in motion. Now Allen.
That is caught.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Moore, the man in motion. Here's Allen to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. Hopkins, the man in motion right. Jackson now.
He'll get this to Flowers, left side.
That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down. Now it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Jackson.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 28. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. And Jackson throwing once more. They set up the screen for Henry. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years of not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Now Jackson.
He's got Derrick Henry again, back-to-back catches.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Throwing is Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews, 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
A try here for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. Well, the Ravens say they have it. They do have it. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after.
And he works free.
Room to maneuver at the 35.
And all the way down to the 25-yard line. Here's Jackson to throw.
Repeated the last play, finding Walker.
And down inside the 15 he goes. To throw is Jackson. And Walker has it.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's 3rd and 6.
Now Allen. And he fires one, but incomplete. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over.
This is 1st and 10. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Throwing, Jackson.
Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's the downside of taking these big shots, because they're definitely lower percentage plays. And now you look up, and it's 4th down. So not only do you have to worry about getting big yardage, you also need to just keep the game alive.
He's going to let it fly. And the defense loses him. It's complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Second down, 8 yards to go. Going for the deep ball. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Now the extra point. And we may very well be headed to overtime. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Bills' offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And, partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Now Allen. That's complete. It's Cook. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 6. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the Bills going to be the first to get it as we are back underway here in overtime. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Has his man, it's Shakir. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And that is nearly intercepted. Oh, that would have changed things here in overtime, but instead, it's just second down. Cook up the gut. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 51 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. 3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Decision to be made on 4th and just a few inches in overtime. What do you do?
I know you've got to weigh it out as a head coach because if you don't get it, you've turned it over in a great spot for the opposition to go down and win the game. But 4th and inches, I think what most teams do is they say, if we can't get inches, we don't deserve to win anyway.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. A little jet sweep to start the drive. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. A first down carry for Henry. A strong running. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now it's Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
Partner, this is a pretty good drive they're putting together. And I know if I'm on the other sideline, that offense, kind of helpless, isn't it? Because they may not touch the football at all. Because if they go down and score a touchdown, this thing's over.
Absolutely, that would write an ending to this script. We'll see what happens. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Henry. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They've had some success here in overtime in this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you, and until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Flowers. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Here's Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for the Ravens, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Bills, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.